Okay, so let's start today's session and what we are going to discuss today. Okay, so my sincere request, guys, if you're not talking, please mute yourself. I see caller 01. I'm not sure. I request you to mute yourself. Okay, thank you. So yes, we discussed yesterday about corporate data model and what is there in corporate data model and how these fields are coming and how we can configure the data model. Okay, so now if you see that, okay, we have taken a backup of the data model. Now we will open the data model, and to open the XML, okay, we need to have the XML editor installed in your system. Okay, so there are trial versions available in Google, so you can download XML editor. Okay, so don't do now. Okay, when I send the XMLs, you can download. So please make a note, XML editor. So now you can see the screen. Okay, so what you are seeing is the corporate data model. And how do you see the data model? Okay, so we can see that. And I think if you'll wala, I think you are pinging me in WhatsApp. We can discuss after that. So I hope everyone can hear me, or is the voice is very low?
Yes,
Fine.
fine, Dinesh.
Okay, great, great, great.
Would you please to loud your voice a little bit?
Okay, now is it clear?
Now, yeah.
Okay, great, fine. So what I'm trying to say, okay, the corporate data model, and there are four view of the XML. Okay, one is a source, the other one is a grid view, and then the table view, and then you have a preview. Okay, so these are the different views of seeing the data model, and the recommended ways I would suggest, one is source view and the second one is tab view. These two are recommended, okay, where you can easy to understand. Okay. Yes, any questions? Okay, no questions then. So now,
Please, would you repeat what are the recommended?
okay, so the recommended view is one is source view, okay, the view that we saw yesterday, and the other one is table view. Okay. So now you see a location group and you see a geozone location. Okay. So now this one, okay, now you know this, right? How the element ID, okay, all those things you know here. Now the same thing, let me explain here. Okay. This is a HRIS element. Whatever you see here in this section, they are all HRIS element. Like location we saw yesterday, and the label for this particular location. What is this? Whatever you see here, these labels, okay, they appear here. So this is the labels. So you can see XML language and the label. AR, Arabic, Saudi Arabia, and Arabic language. Okay. EN, English, GB, Great Britain, location. Okay. So like that, you are able to see it here. Clear? So JA, Japanese and Japan language. Okay. This is what the element label. Okay. Now here is the HRIS field. So now yesterday when we saw, okay, like this, we went and saw like this. This is the HRIS field. What is the maximum length? What is the code? What is visibility? What is required is equal to true. Okay. So we saw these things. Clear? And we saw the code, okay, default label, and we saw English UK and English US label. Now, how do you see them in the table view? In the table view, okay, it says maximum length and the external code, the field ID, HRS field ID, and the visibility, whether the field is required or not, and the label for this field. So you can see here, okay, it's written in Arabic, and you want to see here, you can see here in English. So this is what is written here. The same thing written in a table way, or you can see it in a table way. Clear? Are you clear so far?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Okay, somebody joined as user. May I know who is this? Who is that user who is not muted?
Yes, Aki.
I'm sorry?
Aki's my name.
Okay, Arkin. Okay. Fine. So now, okay, the maximum length, the ID, the visibility required, and the label. Same thing what we discussed yesterday. Okay. So all these things, the length is the field ID, visibility required, and the labels. Are you clear with the table view? How to see the table view? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And you see an association. Okay, this is a standard association. Okay. What is association? We will discuss more about association in the MDF objects. Okay. So it's a very standard association. Let's not discuss now. We will discuss the association in the MDF in detail. Okay. So now I am going to take you through each and every HRAS element. Okay. Now whatever you see in corporate data model, okay, where can you see in the instance? Correct. Now let me log into the instance. Okay, and we will also just do a small overview of this. Okay, anything related to Employee Central. Okay, you see under employee files or company settings. Okay, so now I come here. Okay, I search manage organization job and pay structure. So I see here. Once I click on the star mark, it appears here in my favorites. If I remove it, untick it, if I uncheck the star mark, it will go away. So once I add it, it will come here. Okay. So please make a note of this particular link, manage organization, pay and job structure. Make a note of this. Okay. Either you can search in the employee files or you can also search here, manage organization, job and pay structure. Otherwise, you can come here and search here also. Okay. So I will go here. So whatever is configured in the corporate data model, okay, whatever you configure here, you will be able to see it in the instance under manage organization, pay and job structure. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So now I see a location group here. Okay, now let me go and see a location group here. So I see a location group here, and there are a lot of location groups are created here. I have seen Europe. Okay. Now, where is these fields are coming from? Correct. I should be able to know it. Now, what we have to see here, we have to see the HRIS field. I'm going to see. If I see there are 76 fields are there in the standard. The standard has given 76 field, but how many fields are enabled? These are all visibility is none. All these fields are hidden up to here. Fields are hidden. There is an ID called external code. Okay. What is the label name for that external code? Code is the label name. Okay. And this is editable field. This is a mandatory. Required is equal to true. Clear? So this is a mandatory field. I come here. When I click on edit, I see this is the code field and it's mandatory field. How do you know what is mandatory here? Code is mandatory. How will you come to know? The asterisk mark is
Star.
Star.
star mark.
Asterisk. Yeah.
Okay. So this says this field is mandatory. Okay. Now the second. Another field is there, name. Okay. What is the label? Name is the label also. Okay. And this field is editable and this is not mandatory. So it's nothing is mentioned here. So I see a name field and this is the editable field. This is not mandatory. Okay. Now you will have a question. What is this label? I'm seeing it here. Okay. So this is a part of standard for every object. Okay. When it comes to a foundation object or a MDF object, for the name and description, you will be able to update in the translations. If you want to update it in the Spanish language or Mexican language, any language you want, you can update here in the system. Okay. These are the languages that are enabled for this customer in the instance. So last we enabled the Mexican language. If you remember, in day one session, we have enabled Mexican language. That is also there in the system. Okay. So that is that. Description, there is a field and this is also editable field. This is the one. And you see a status field and this is a mandatory field. How do I know it is a mandatory field? Anyone?
It is in
By
required.
star.
Yes.
No, it's a mentioned
No,
true, right?
Yes, that's true.
Required to. Yes. So the status field is mandatory. So it is mandatory field. And there is a start date also. Okay. So the start date is where is English GB start date. Okay. So this means, okay, when start date, this is by default, the label will be effective date. Okay. So this is something in system is inbuilt effective date. And if you see here, this is true, which means field is mandatory. Srinivas, can you go on mute?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So start date is effective date, it's true. Okay. Here it says whatever is there in the star mark, it is mandatory field. So 1, 2, 3 mandatory field. So you can see 1, 2, 3, and there are 2 non-mandatory field. So 1, 2 non-mandatory field. Clear? And if you see here, so many fields are there in the system. In the standard only. Okay, this is a standard XML and it is given in the system. So if you want to use it, you can use it. Okay. So now this is the way it is there. We will see another example. Then we will do some exercise in this. Geozone. Okay. It also says 3 mandatory field and 2 non-mandatory field. Where will I go for Geozone? Same place. You can see the same thing here also. Okay. So date, code, name, description, status. And there is another field called adjustment percentage. Okay. That field also is both. Okay. Now just see, okay, the external code, name, description, status, start date, and adjustment. This thing. And please let me know if you have any questions on this. Are you understanding? Just go through, okay, from 1 to 7, okay. Just see 1 to 7 and let me know if you have any question.
I don't know. I don't understand this. What is this section used for?
What is this section? Okay. So did you
Yes.
attend yesterday's session?
No, I wasn't here yesterday.
Okay. Since you have not attended yesterday's session, you are not able to pick it up. Okay. So
Okay. All right.
okay, probably if you are able to listen to yesterday's session, you should be able to, you can connect with me after the session. Okay. So just try to
All right.
grab
Okay, no problem.
whatever is there. Yes. How about the others? Okay, so those who have attended yesterday's session, are you all of you are able to pick it up? Or any questions on this?
No.
What is this adjustment percentage?
It's a standard field. Okay, what is the adjustment percentage? Yes, it is a standard field. Okay, I mean not standard field. It is just a field is created. Okay, probably during the testing purpose, someone would have done it. Okay, so I'll show here. The adjustment percentage is nothing but, okay, if they want to calculate for any person, anything related to the business requirement. Okay, probably, but this is not coming in the standard. So when we do the exercise, you will know how to add these fields. Because there is nothing, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to understand what is the use of, means, I mean, if I just want to relate with SAP actually. So,
No,
means, I mean,
one second,
what
one
is the,
second. If you are relating with the SAP, I will not take the question. If you have a doubt, I will take. Okay, so this is one of the thing that I don't want SAP HCM guys to compare with SAP. Okay, You have a question, ask me, but don't compare with SAP. That's my sincere suggestion. Yes.
But I just want to understand what is the use of these fields actually? Location, geo zones. I mean,
Okay.
location, so I can understand what is the use of this.
Okay. So
If I'm
could
there
be
to explain the client, I mean,
yes, yes.
so
So you are going to the forward question. Okay. We are just creating it. Why it is used in the next session, we'll cover it up. Okay. So when you say a location, which geozone the location falls? Okay. Which location group it falls? So those things are there. I will show when I with the next object, I'll show all these things. Okay. Now, what is the use of it? I will show in the next object. How to write, how the field is written. Anything, any questions related to that?
No.
Okay. Then now I'll explain that thing. Now, the same thing is there for location also. Okay. So it is the same concept for location also. Now, answering Amrita question. There is a location. Okay. Now let me take Atlanta. Okay. So let me take anything that's more of a clear one. Okay. So let's take Dubai. Group is there.
So Danish, these locations, does it mean the location of the business or the location of the payment and job structure?
Yes, I'm going to say that one only. Okay. So now this is a location. Okay. When you say a location, okay, what does it mean? Okay. When you talk about an employee will have an address. It can be a home address or office address. But for a company, what is the location? Where is the location of the company? Okay, that will be the location. Okay, so when you create a location, just ignore this part currently, only concentrate on this part. Okay, answering to all your question. I am creating a location. Okay, now when you see the job information, not your geozone or your location group will come. Only the location will come because the geozone and location group are already part of the location. Now, code is clear, name is clear, description is clear, stated is clear. When I say Amsterdam, what is the location group it will come? Amsterdam is part of the Europe. Okay. Now, what is the time zone they follow? Okay, Europe, Amsterdam. What is the standard weekly hours for that particular location? If the company is defining the standard weekly hours based on a location, we have to mention here. If the company is defining based on the legal entity or the company level, we will have to maintain at the company level. I will show this particular field again in the company creation. Geozone, okay. I know Amsterdam, but which zone, geozone it is a part of, Nordic region. So when I say Amsterdam, yes, it's the location group is like, no, it's like a, from the SAP people, okay, since the question came, personal area, personal sub area. This is the term that you have to relate. Location, personal sub area, location group, personal area. Okay, Amrita, just for you to correlate this is the one.
yes, thanks.
Personal area, personal sub area. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry for it because the HCM people, this is what the mistake, we all do it. Okay. I'm also from HCM background. We all make this mistake comparing with HCM and cloud. Okay. So now geozone, when I say, okay, Amsterdam, it's a part of which Nordic region. Clear? So this is where it is defined. And From here, which data will go to job information? If you ask me, only the location, the name and the code will go to job information. Okay, and the time zone also will come. So these are the information will go to job information. Okay, so now so location, okay, every location is having an association with the company, legal entity. Okay, so here they all assigned to a company. So here if you see here the legal entity. Okay, there can be one company in the location or a multiple company in the same location. Depends. And this particular one we will discuss again because this is not part of corporate data model. This is a part of different data model. We will discuss that later. So now you are clear how to understand the objects. Clear? Location group, geozone location. Pay range, pay grade, pay component. Okay, pay range. By going through this, you will know, okay, what are the informations are there in the pay range. So now I will show what is here in the pay range here. You see a pay range. Okay. You see there are a lot of pay ranges are there in the system. Okay. Okay. So this is the pay range. Okay. And what is the country? What is the currency? And frequency. What is the frequency? It is annual. Okay. So annually for this particular employee. Okay. Let's say this pay range will be a part of employee. Okay. For a position. Okay. Anything for that matter. What is the amount we can define? Okay. From the HR perspective. Okay. Every recruitment person will be given a cap. Let's say medium salary. Okay, let's say minimum, medium, maximum. Okay, so this is what we will be discussing it. This is a minimum salary, this is a medium salary, this is a maximum salary. So this is what we define in the pay range. But in EC, okay, not every customer uses this. The customer goes with recruitment and compensation together. Okay, they mostly use this. Otherwise, recruitment and EC, when they go for implementation, they do it because when they recruit a candidate, they want to mention all this information. Okay, and this pay range is for this particular grade. Clear? So, okay, salary grade 7. Okay, there is a grade in the company, and this grade falls for Australia, and this is the amount they should follow, and this is the currency they are using it. Okay, from the business side, how the field is coming, you all know how the field is coming. It's coming from corporate data model under the pay range. These are the fields that are configured. I'm not going through every field in this because one object, if you go through, the same concept remains it here also. So now I will go to the pay grade. You can see pay grade. You see a hourly grade and salary grade. So I'll go to salary grade. So it's just a number is given, grading is given. So for this grade, they will have the range. How this is used when I am creating an object, I will show how these grades and ranges are being used in the system. Okay, still now we are seeing how to create only the objects, elements. Okay, we are not seeing where these will be there in the system. Okay, pay component. So one of the important one in the system here, pay component. What is pay component? Before going to this, okay, Any idea from your point of view what is pay component, or what do you understand by pay component?
Different wage elements.
Wage elements, yes. HCM terms, yes. What others? How about others? Just normal, okay, it's a pay component. When you say pay, yes, it's related to salary, okay, compensation. What it could be?
No, it's like an allowances, the basic pay. So these are the in the salary structure. What are the components? I mean the breakup components.
Yes, exactly,
Those are called as the pay components.
exactly. So these are the components, okay, so salary components, whatever are there, those are the things here. So now if I say basic salary, okay, so these are the one. Now let me show a component, okay, let's say basic. Any object you create, okay, for that matter, whenever you create an object, okay, I suggest you keep 0101 1900, okay. Even if you see here, any object so far that is created in the system, it will have a start date as 0101 1900. Why is it so? Okay, so because it is a recommended practice or a best practice to keep a uniformity that any object you create, you make a note of the start date as it should be 0101 1900. Clear? Pay component ID. Okay, it's nothing but the code. And name. What is the name of the pay component? And description. You want to give any description in the pay component. Status. What is the status? We want to active or inactive. It should always be active. Pay component type. Okay. What is a pay component type? It has three. One amount and percentage. Okay. Percentage will be mostly used the compensation module level. Okay. Otherwise, from the EC point of view, mostly we use only amount. Earning, okay, here we will define, okay, probably I'll go to an employee and show you. I'm explaining the business process also here. So now, okay, let me take this particular component so that easy to explain for you. So you see here, okay, up to here active. Earnings, I have put earning yes. What does it mean? Okay, when you say earning yes, it will come here in the salary part. Okay, so if you remember, I was discussing about various things. One was compensation portlet and the recurring payment, one-time deduction and recurring deduction. Okay, so if you see here the payment information, okay, spot bonus, it's one-time payment, one-time deduction and recurring deductions. Okay, there are various things are there, everything. Okay, so if you see here, this is also one of the pay component, and if you want to add here, you can add a pay component here. See, there's a pay component here. So now all these pay components are created here only. Okay, so now how you create pay component as a monthly salary, as a recurring, as a one-time deduction, as a recurring deduction. Okay. So now when you say, please make a note, is earning. Okay. When you say earning, this component will come either in the compensation portlet, okay, salary portlet, if not spot bonus portlet, okay, because this is not a deduction, okay. These two are deduction portlet and the above two are payment portlet, earnings. When I say earning, yes, it will be decided somewhere in the earning portlet, okay. So I request you to write a note of it. First, write compensation portlet in your sheets, compensation portlet within the bracket, recurring payments, or let's say only compensation. Second, you write recurring payments. Okay, so that is one section. And the next one, spot bonus within the bracket, one-time payments.
Would you please to repeat?
Spot bonus within the bracket, one-time payments. And the next is one-time deductions and recurring deduction. One-time deduction and recurring deduction. Clear? So now, okay, so you can just put a heading like pay component creation, and this is the navigation path for this. Okay, and you can mention as, you can just put these fields. Okay, whatever I say, you can mention, write explanation for only those fields. So far, you have written, all of you?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, if earning, if we put is earning equal to yes, then it will
Yeah.
come under compensation.
Hold on, Amrita, hold on. I mean, I'm going to start
Okay.
that. Before that, all of you have written. Shall we proceed? Okay. So, is earning, if it is yes, okay, which means it can come under compensation portlet or one-time payment. Okay. So, what is one-time payment? Spot bonus. Okay. Earning will come either of these, compensation portlet or spot bonus portlet. If it is no, all of you have written, or am I going too fast? Okay. So if earning is equal to, I mean, if earning is no, then it might come in one-time deduction or recurring deduction. The simple way you can write it as it's a deduction component. Okay, so earning, yes, it is a earning component. Earning, no, it is a deduction component. It's a very simple explanation. Now currency, you mentioned whatever the currency it is. And so far I have not used pay component value. Okay, leave it always blank. And frequency, what is a frequency? Okay, so if the customer says okay it should be monthly, yes. So when we say frequency for pay component, it is most of the cases always it will be monthly, very few cases it will be hourly payment. Okay, so far clear till frequency?
Yeah.
Okay, so now next I want you to pay more attention here. Recurring, yes. Okay, recurring, yes means this is periodic. Okay, this is regularly paid. So recurring, yes means a regular payment. It can be a regular payment or a deduction. Okay, so we can say recurring, yes means regularly paid or regularly deducted. Okay, so it's regular. Recurring, no means it's one time. So what is the meaning of recurring? It is continuous. When you say recurring, no means it is one time. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So tax treatment, okay, we have not used it. Okay, probably this is for the pure compensation module they use it. And can override, it should always be yes. Okay, keep it as yes. Can override should be always yes. Display on self-service, it is also yes. And UI for compensation planning, okay, we keep it mostly none or comp. So depends on which module. If variable pay is using, they will use. Compensation is using, they will use comp. But EC, we always keep none. So the next one is recurring payments and deduction. Okay. So if this is a earning, okay, this is only applicable for earning, and if this is the earning component and you want this to come under second section, this section, okay, you see there is a component here and there is also a component here can be added here. So if you want to come under bring under this, then you should put it as yes here. You have to say yes. Otherwise, if you don't want it to come here under the compensation and deduction, you can say it as no. Okay. So don't worry, even if you are not very clear with this, we will create a pay component and we will show you how the pay component works. Okay. So since we are touching on the data model, I thought, okay, I will take you through this.
If you can take me to the other screen, I mean, pay comp, not this one, the other one.
Yes.
Yes. Not able to understand the difference. Actually, this is under compensation. There is pay component where it is you have added.
Amrita, no, you're not able to understand means I have not explained anything on this. Okay. So I'm saying only there are two sections. Why there are two sections, I have not explained. I will explain it. Okay. When we create a pay component, at that time I'll explain. Now, what is there in the pay component, you have to understand. Once you understand what are there in the pay component, then you will be able to understand when we create the pay component. Okay. So that is the next step. Okay, so this part is clear. And maximum decimals, okay, we always keep it as a default. enable end-dated payments. What is this? Okay, so if it is a recurring payment, okay, or a recurring deduction, we want to make okay only for 3 months, 4 months, then we have to create yes, otherwise it will be no. Okay, so now you would have got a rough idea about a pay component. Clear? So we will create a pay component in the coming session. Okay, so we will create and we will see how the pay component is appearing on the UI screen. That we will do it in the coming sessions. So now in the XML we will proceed further to the pay component group. What is a pay component group?
Dinesh, I have a question here.
Yes.
The recurring payment and deduction, that fields are, you have mentioned as no. So if you're giving no, the pay component won't be coming under that recurring payment and deduction, right?
Yes.
In the
Yes. Yes.
people profile.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now pay component group. What is pay component group? Okay. Now let's say I have hundreds of pay components created for the customer, but my customer says, okay, when I want to calculate annual salary, okay, there is a field called annual salary. Okay. When I want to say annual salary, I want only 5 components or I want only 10 components. Let's say basic, HRA, LTA, okay. Some 2, 3 allowances. Only those are counted for the annual salary. And there is a shift allowance and there is a monthly allowance. Like 1 month you give, 1 month you don't give. Those, though it is paid to the employee, but I don't want these to be a part of my annual salary or annual CTC. Okay. So in this case, what we do it, we create a pay component group. So you see here the pay component group is created. Whatever component you want to add here, those component can be added here and that will be the annual salary. Okay, so this annual salary will be there and you have to define, okay, what will be the frequency. Okay, what are the components should be added in the system. Okay, so the annual salary, I mean, since the system has got all, they have a lot of pay component group. Okay, here it is only one pay component group, but pay component group, okay, most of the cases only annual salary will be there. If they want to call any other 2, 3 components together, then we can create them. Remember one thing, if you add one pay component to a one particular pay component group, you cannot add the same pay component to another pay component group. Okay, system will not allow that. Now the next one, frequency corporate address. Frequency. Okay.
Yeah, Dinesh.
Yes.
Yeah, I have one question here. Yeah, you said that one pay component is not added to the different pay component group. Example, if the basic salary is there, so it will be added to the annual salary as well as the benefit salary, right? There are two example, there are two pay component groups. One is annual salary, other one is the benefit salary example.
Okay.
So basic salary is a part of both the annual salary as well as the benefit salary.
Okay.
Then in that case, how can we add basic salary to two different pay component groups?
Okay. Okay. So you are having this in your current scenario, this scenario in your current system?
No, actually, this is general question. I didn't check in my current project.
Okay. So in this system, okay, benefits, okay, it will come as a combination. Okay, the amount will trigger, but it will not be a value. You don't bring that benefit salary value on the compensation. Okay, so this is only the annual salary will come on the compensation, where you have to put only the component that comes here. So from the success factor point of view, there is nothing called benefit salary. Okay, even if you say benefit salary, a basic will not come. Even if they say basic should come, then it cannot come in the annual salary. The concept is a component can be added to any one particular compensation pay component group, because in your example, okay, I have an annual salary and I have a benefit salary. Assume that if the system is allowing here and here also, my benefit, my basic salary is already added here, right? Then again my basic salary is added to the benefits, which means I'm paid only once, but in the system it is showing two times. One is with the annual salary, one is with the benefit salary, which is not the right way.
Okay.
Getting the point?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why. So now assume I'm adding one more benefit salary. If I try to add that, let's say if it is taking, then this is here also my basic is added, and here also my basic will be added. Ideally, in the system, looks like my basic is shown two times, but whereas I'm paid only once my basic, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so ideally it will not be a logical one.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, fine. So frequency, okay, you can see all this frequency. Now, where is this frequency is used? Okay, so you see a frequency here. Here is a frequencies are used. As I say, okay, monthly, hourly are the maximum used one, but still the frequency standard is given so many. Address. Okay, so this corporate address, okay, we will see in detail in the next data model. Country specific. Dynamic role and dynamic role assignment. This is used at the workflows. Okay, so when we say workflow, okay, dynamic and dynamic role are used. So in the workflow, we use them mostly, and we define the workflow should go to which department person and who is the position owner. Like that, we will revisit these particular things in the workflow time also. And workflow configuration steps. Okay, let me explain that also. Okay, so if you see here, okay, the workflow configuration, okay, there are fields are there in the workflow configuration. These are the fields. I'm not explaining the workflow process. I'm explaining from the data model. Okay, so when you look at the data model, what field, where it is configured, you should be able to know. Okay, so these are the fields. You see it here in the first stage, configuration field. Okay, so now the next one, workflow step and approvers. So these are the steps. Approvers, these are the various approver. One is approver, okay, the approver steps. Second is contributor. Third is CC role. Okay, what is this step 1, step 2, 3? When there's a workflow triggers, first level of approval, second level of approval, third level of approval. What is a contributor? Contributors are not part of the workflow approval, but they can check what is happening in the workflow. CC role. Okay, once all the three of them are approved, the CC role people will get a notification that the workflow is approved. Okay, and when we say this, various types are there. Okay, either you can select a role and you can go with this. Okay, These are the standard roles, or you can go with the role, the dynamic role which we saw before. Okay, these are, there is a group also. You can go with a dynamic group. I'll teach you how to create a dynamic group on that. So edit with the transaction. Okay, what is edit with transaction? Okay, no edit, all these things. What happens? Edit with row change, without row change. Now the workflow is come to the second stage. Now the approver makes some corrections and approves the workflow. Okay, so since he makes some corrections, do you want the workflow to follow the route from the beginning or from directly second level to third level? Okay, so we always say as without route change. It should not go back to the first level. First level approved, second level if they make some comments, let them make some comments, let it go to the next level. Like that only we check it. Skip this step, okay, stop the workflow. So we normally keep, or we always keep this step. Now here, respect permissions, okay. This is a highly recommended one, keep it as no, okay. Sometimes what happens, there is a workflow, okay, for the, let's say there's a compensation change, it is coming for the manager. The manager may not have the RBP permission to see direct team members one. And if you say RBP, respect permission element, the system will check the RBP permission, whether the employee, the manager has the permissions to view or not. If it says the manager is not having the permission, then when the manager approves the workflow, he can't see what is the data is there for the employee. So we always keep it as no in the system. Okay. So if you, I mean, this is something the document generation, okay, custom one, but we always follow the standard notification in the system. The same concepts applicable for all these things. Okay, contributor, relationship to the contributor, employee, and relationship. What is the relationship? Whether is a manager, okay, employee manager or initiator manager. Okay, it's always employee because HR is initiating, the HR manager will not be approval. So it's always HR is doing for employee, employee manager will be the approval category in the CC role also. Okay, so we will revisit these things. Okay, again when we talk about the workflow configuration. Okay, just for your information to have more knowledge, I'm explaining this. Event reasons. Okay, before event reasons, workflow contributor and workflow config CC role. So this is the contributor group, this is a CC role group we discussed. Now we will see event reasons. Okay, what is event reason? Okay, so this I explained in the demo session itself very clearly. Okay, so just to give a clarity, the fields are coming from here. Event reason, name, description, state, status. Okay, so these are the event reason fields are coming from the system corporate data model. Event reason, okay, and the event, they both go together. You see event, okay. What is an event? Okay, promotion is an event which is at the top level of a event. That's action and action reasons. Okay, so in a SAP term, the promotion, every promotion may or may not result in salary change or a pay change. There are promotion, okay, without a pay change. There are promotion with pay change. Okay, so when you say this event is a promotion, then you define further into event reason. Okay, further you classify it as event reason, mentioning a promotion with pay change or a promotion without pay change. This is a event reason. The field where it is coming, you saw that. Okay, now where is the, what is the event reason? We see it here. So now if I understand, you should be able to explain what are these foundation objects. Okay, at least as some overview knowledge you should be having it. Tomorrow we will perform some changes in the data model, and we will see how this data model, how this change is reflecting in the data model. Clear? I actually thought of making some exercise today, but time is not permitting. We will do it tomorrow. Some, I mean, 2, 3, or let's say we will have some exercises on this.
Okay.
Okay, fine. And you can use the same link even for the tomorrow's meeting. Okay, until I change the meeting link, till then you can use the same meeting link. Yeah, someone has any questions?
Yeah, Dinesh.
Yes.
Uh, the Friday we were discussing about the single sign-on, right? You said that for external users there should be some change. Can you explain that? I did not find that. I tried in my system, but I did not find that.
Okay. I mean,
We
don't
need to make
worry. No, don't worry.
PWD.
We do it in the live system only. We will do it in the system only. Okay. If I
Okay.
explain it is again, it's only a theory type. I will show in the system how we change it. Okay. When we do the exercises and all, I will show it in the system. Don't worry.
Okay, Dinesh. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then thank
Yeah.
you all. Yeah.
Yeah. One more question here. When I open the live system, my client, it is not showing those employee those icons. If you go to the admin center,
Hmm.
Can you go to the admin center? Admin center, first one, the initial screen, the first screen, very first screen, admin center.
Landing screen. Yeah.
Yeah, landing screen. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not getting these icons. Objective management, development. Is there any roles issue?
Of course. What system, what permission your system has got? Which are the licenses you have? Your
Okay,
client,
okay.
it depends on the client what license they purchased. If they have purchased only for Employee Central, then you will see only for Employee Central. If they have purchased other modules, those modules you will be able to see, and provided you have the required RBP permissions. Otherwise, you will not be able to see them also. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. And thank you all. Have a great time, and we will connect again tomorrow. Thank you all.